They are going to think about you nonstop. Is that what you want? Are you looking for a way to manifest your specific person? If so, then you are at the right spot, because today I will share with you the best manifestation routine that can actually help you to manifest your specific person. But before I tell you this, I want you to understand that it is not like if you don't follow this routine, then you won't be able to manifest what you want. I am not saying this at all. Everyone has their own approach. You will not find this routine exactly on other YouTube channels. I designed it by keeping in mind one core principle. You will definitely benefit from it. You also have to understand that manifesting anything is not about following some routine. Manifesting is about changing your lifestyle, which includes changing your mental activity, your emotional state, and your response to your circumstances. Basically, it is about shifting your dominant state. It is about changing what is present internally within you. It is about becoming conscious of having a success mindset and a winner mentality, and by doing this, you are able to achieve this. But these lifestyle changes are not that quick and easy. That is where a routine comes in, and I have designed it to help you in making this shift and making it sustainable for you. If you understand these things, then you are ready to receive the information. You are ready to manifest your desired reality. So, when it comes to manifestation, you always have to follow this one principle: the external world mirrors your internal assumptions. As you change your assumptions about yourself and your reality, the world around you will change accordingly. This is the core principle that you have to keep in mind. Manifesting anything is not about changing something externally with the force. It is not about manipulating someone or something. It is not even about convincing the other person to change. In short, it has nothing to do with your external circumstances. I know you want to manifest something because you want to change those external circumstances. Well, they can be changed, and in fact they change, but the approach of forcing it to change externally is where everyone goes wrong. It is like applying makeup to a face with lots of acne, and when the makeup is washed again, the face with acne shows up. Just like this, when you try to force things, when you try to convince others to change, you apply the makeup, but after a few days, everything returns back to where it started. So, stop applying the makeup and get this one thing in your head, and that is, you don't have to change anything externally. It is because your external reality is a delayed reflection of your internal assumptions. When it is a delayed reflection of your internal assumptions, then the only place where you have to bring the changes is in your internal assumptions. Now, what are your internal assumptions, and how are they formed? Well, your internal assumptions are not only formed by writing a paragraph in your notebook. They are not only formed by watching videos on YouTube. In fact, they are also not only formed by following certain techniques. In short, they are not only formed by following some practice. In fact, in every moment of your life, you are forming assumptions, consciously or unconsciously. Even right now, you are forming some assumptions. When this video ends, you will start forming some new assumptions. These assumptions start getting formed when you start entertaining thoughts in your mind. You do it consciously or unconsciously. You have been already doing it. You are always assuming something. You are always forming assumptions. This process of forming assumptions has been an unconscious process for many of you. By introducing a routine, I am trying to make this a conscious process. It is because your life is determined by your assumptions. You are forced to recognize the fact that you are either a slave to your assumptions or their master. To become the master of your assumptions is the key to undreamed freedom and happiness. If you understand all of this, then listen to me carefully. The routine that I am about to share has to be started immediately after the video ends. It does not matter if it is morning, afternoon, evening, or night. It does not matter if you are watching this video on Tuesday, Saturday, or Sunday. It does not matter if you are watching this in the middle of the month or the end of the month. You don't have to wait for a Monday. You don't have to wait for the morning. You don't have to wait for the first day of the month. So, as soon as this video ends, you have to take a notebook and spend your next 30 minutes becoming conscious of what you desire. You have to think deeply about it. These 30 minutes have to be devoted towards getting the clarity of your desire. They are not to be spent by looking here and there or scrolling your social media feed. You have to devote these next 30 minutes to understanding your desire. You have to devote these 30 minutes to going deep within yourself and looking at your desire. Like, if you desire someone to love you, then you have to sit with this idea of why do you want them to love you? Why do you only want them to love you? If you only want them to love you, then does that mean you want others to hate you? Are you choosing them because you are scared? What are you scared of? Would you not find anyone else? Are you not good enough? Do you want this because you want to prove someone wrong? Do you actually desire it, or do you desire this feeling? When you sit with your desire and think about it, then you will understand that all you want is a feeling. You want the feeling of being loved. You want a feeling of security. That is why you are representing it with a symbol of being in a loving relationship with someone. Being in a relationship signifies that you have that security and love. So, all you want is to feel loved. Am I right? Just try it with any of your desires to reach that core feeling that you desire. Once you reach this, you are good to go. The next step is to write out some imaginary scenes that evoke those feelings within you. Like you can get different scenes that signifies that feeling of being loved. It can be different for everyone else. That is why you choose those scenes that feel natural to you and that you know would happen if you were in that particular relationship. Like some people who are not extroverted, they are shy, and a scene where someone kisses a partner in a mall or in public would not at all be natural for them, and they will not be able to relate to it. Imagining this scene would not evoke those feelings, as they have opposing beliefs about this particular scene. So, this scene is not for them. That is why I say don't ask another what they did. It is about you. Figure out which scene would feel natural to you. Figure out a scene that would evoke those feelings within you. You have to figure out this scene. Now your routine starts. Try to imagine this scene. At first it won't be vivid. Your mind will get distracted. You will start having all kinds of thoughts that will distract you. But you have to devote the next 10 minutes where you have to imagine this scene. You don't have to do anything else. Just imagine this scene. You can also set a 10-minute timer to do it. The purpose for doing this is to fill your consciousness with the idea of already having your desire. The purpose is to make you aware of your desired reality. It is because by doing this, your assumptions are going to be changed. Now that you have done it, just go and live your life, do the daily chores. If it is nighttime, then go fall asleep. From the next day, you have to start this routine. As soon as you wake up, you don't have to pick up your phone and check the messages. You can go to the washroom. After returning, you have to set a timer for 10 minutes, and you have to imagine this scene. After 10 minutes, you have to read 10 pages of any self-help book. Afterwards, you have to move your body. Just do a few push-ups, go for a walk, or do something that moves your body. After that, do your daily chores. Now, after 3 hours, set a 10-minute timer and again do that imaginary scene. Then continue doing whatever you are doing. Then, after 3 hours, do it. Let's say you woke up at 6 and did this scene. Then you have to do it at 9, then at 12, then at 15, then at 18, then at 21, and then when you fall asleep. You are doing this scene at multiple intervals of time throughout the day. If you are working, then after coming back from your workplace, you have to sit alone for 30 minutes where you have to just focus on your breath. You have to just observe your breath. You have to observe when it is coming in and when it is going out. You have to focus on inhalation and exhalation. Just do this for 30 minutes. If you are not working, then just do this activity after 12 hours of waking up. Just do this for a few weeks and you will notice a difference. If you are a person who doesn't feel like imagining, then for those 10 minutes, you have to think from the end state of having that desire. You have to think for 10 minutes. Start doing this, and within days you will witness a shift in your reality. That 30-minute exercise is very important. It is because after a few days of doing all of this, you would be able to recognize the negative thought patterns that are keeping you away from manifesting your desires. You would now be able to notice them, and when you notice them, then you have to change them on the spot with something favorable. This is a routine that will give you massive results. As I told you in the beginning, I designed it by keeping in mind one core principle. The core principle is changing your dominant assumptions. By imagining multiple times a day, you are changing your dominant assumption, and that will give you the desired results. After a few days of doing this, the imaginary scene you chose would become boring for you. At this point, you would automatically stop doing it because you have completely lived in that feeling. Now you have to choose that other scene that evokes those feelings for you. In the majority of the cases, movement will start to happen in the external reality. Those who follow this approach will be able to witness it. It will become a lifestyle for you after a few days of following this routine. Also, if you don't resonate with this routine, then stop doing it and find the routine that suits you the best. You can take the help of guided meditations to evoke that feeling, and I have designed one such meditation that has helped many people. You can find this by clicking on the first video that now appears on the screen.